I'm so grateful to be welcomed here. It's such a source of peace and hope, and it's been going for a long time. And you really have a wisdom that you carry. And I'm so, so grateful for the journey. And we talked about seeds and the seeds that have been planted and grown, and all the individuals, many faces I know, and many faces I'm welcome to greet again. My journey started in the early 90s. I'm one of the youngest elders that you know, and I intend to stay that way. So in my journey as a nurse, I was on a place where I was attempting to start something in my practice that would be more holistic. And part of what I am aware of is nothing happened initially. And so in my disappointment, so to speak, things were unfolding, and it's that water below the surface of what looks like ice, and nothing's moving. And I was introduced to a woman, and when I first heard about it, I said, absolutely not. It's not professional. I can't be a channeler. It doesn't make any sense to me. And 2 weeks later, I was there, and she had me channel, and I felt like I came home. And then there was no question. And then it was like, well, how do I adapt this into my life? And I had no clue. So I started traveling from this area to Princeton. And actually, my teacher died like 2 years ago. So it's been 30 years that I had her with me. And we formed, it started out as a larger group. And 2 years after the channeling piece, what I began to realize was something I call vibrational heart toning or toning. And it's the use of your voice. And I have to tell you that in this now time, I have been reinformed that this is the answer to everything, because it shifts you. It takes you out of whatever the disturbance might be into your inner peace. It disconnects the mind's swirl and brings you to your heart. And I've had a lot of changes recently, really major life changes. And I'm very grateful, and I've had a lot of support. And in this journey, the toning keeps coming back, and it's coming back because of the time that we're in. We're in this major shift. And I called this talk, you already said yes, you're here. So why are you here? What is your purpose? For me, it isn't something that, yes, I'm a channeler and this is a part of my expression of love. But it's, how do I live my life? How do I choose in the midst of a lot of change, a lot of uncertainty, a lot of not knowing? How do I choose to be in this now time? The only thing I really have any, not control, but any choice about. Where do I want to put my focus? For wherever my focus is, that will grow. An old Indian proverb. All of us face fear. I see it, and this is from an old Al-Anon learning that saved my life, truthfully. Fear is false evidence appearing real. And you might say, well, look at that reality, because my goodness, this is happening and that's happening. That's certainly real. And yet, for many of us, we already know we're living in an illusion. We're living in a place and time where what we understand is in great change, great flux, but also it's offering us an opportunity to shift out of the things that have really bound us, the things that have kept us focused on the outside and look at this and look at that. And it's about separation. It's a them and an us. And wherever we're in that framework of thought, it hits a lot of emotion. It hits, we have our feelings as human beings. They're not going away. They're staying with us no matter where we go. That's a part of our agreement. And so in this now time, we have more and more choice of how we're going to deal with those emotions that happen because we as human beings create the story, energy in motion. We create the story that says this is a good emotion, this is a bad emotion, this is a good story, or this, and we add to, based a lot of times on our experience or the experience we've learned as a child or certain things that have happened. And in this time as well, we're dealing with an awful lot of our ancestral aspects. We're in a time and a place where a lot of the old experiences are coming up through our emotion. And it's a really magnificent time because it's an opportunity. Now, I faced a lot of those opportunities that I really don't want them. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, but no. And, that's the laugh because it's still coming. It's still there. I have a decision to make. And I might make a decision that I'm going to be that kid that throws stones and stamps their feet and cries on the floor. Or I might isolate. I might get depressed. I might, find that I just give up. In a way, giving up is a kind of a surrender. And for me, surrender means I am willing to step back out of whatever's happening. And sometimes I have to become observer first to kind of disconnect and give myself a little space. Maybe I talk to someone. If I'm really in tune, I'll remember to tone. I've been doing this a long time and I still forget. Okay, God, thanks. We're in this process and it's huge right now because we are the ones that are actually determining the flow of how this unfolds. We are claiming our power to be with ourselves, the God of us, the God we are. And as we claim our power, we get more strength to live our daily life. And that means that in the daily life, I'll be the one that looks you in the eye and smiles. I'll be the one that wants to offer perhaps some kind of help that I know I can give, or just be a presence to listen, or in some other way, be aligned with the sense of wherever my day is going, in whatever manner that might be, I still have opportunity to change it around. I might wake up feeling exhausted because right now there are a lot of nights where, because of the energy influx, I'm awake. It's like, okay, God, I got things to do tomorrow. How am I going to use this time? And it varies. And sometimes I fight with it, and sometimes I'll read something that maybe helps me sleep, or maybe I just use that time in prayer in a certain kind of way. Or maybe I read or I watch a movie. It doesn't really matter. In some ways, we are finding ways to adjust rather than be upset, rather than be angry. We have choice. There are a lot of things on the outside right now that are happening. As I don't watch the news. It is my choice at this point in my life because of a lot of reasons. I don't need to go into them. However, if something is needed for me to see, I will see it. And therefore I can focus. And the focus I want to give it is love. I don't want to be feeding the fear. or the discontent, or the I am right and you are wrong piece. We're also in a time and place where within our own country, we're having all of this disruptive aspects of them and us. And I came across this prayer, and I was going to read it today, but it's way too long. But it's from Era of Peace, and it's Patricia Robler Codas. And she wrote a prayer for divine governance. And I was having a really hard time in January in listening to the various predictions from people I trust. There's an astrologer, Pam Gregory. She's highly spiritual as well. And she'd introduced me to some other, Tim Wilde, Diana Cooper is somebody else I've already been following. I had the experience of becoming a dragon, and that was several years ago. And I use the dragon sound as a part of the whole communication, because dragons are here to assist us. They work with the angels and the archangels. And I have a book here, if anybody's interested. One is The Golden Future, which is Diana Cooper's inspired work about what is coming, where we're headed. And it's by Diana Cooper. And this is the Dragon book that I've used now for several years, because the prayers in it and the information in it has been incredibly helpful, especially Archangel Michael and the Deep Blue Dragons, because they really work with protection, with caring for us, with elevating, not just us, but our family, where we live, where we travel. And it gave me a whole other perspective. And so this will be up here for people to see, but it's called Your Celestial Guardians by Diana Cooper. It's Dragons, Your Celestial Guardians by Diana Cooper. And so these are different pieces of life that I believe, because I was feeling like, okay, God, I'm in the surrender as best I can. This is January, but I don't like living, like waiting for the other shoe to drop. And I'm listening to these people who are saying, we're going into major chaos. We're going to have this happen. We're going to have that happen. And I know that we are in the midst of incredible change. But I also know what I focus on, I feed. How do I want to live? And this is where I found it to be a very powerful choice for me to really understand I have a different kind of power if I choose to use it. I want to focus on the smoothest possible transition of things with ease, grace, and beneficial abundance, that we all can carry this into another level. And it doesn't have to be the kind of destructive, but rather a disruptive but in a focused kind of way, so that we are taking the power of our choices as individuals to be able to shift and change out of what has been. What I'm going to do now is a little channel. I'm trying to see how much time, and I can't see the glare. Oh, it isn't.
It's 2 hours slow.
Oh. Oh, okay. I didn't even see that part. I'm looking at the minutes to get.
10 minutes.
Oh, okay. I didn't realize. All right. And so I'd like everyone to kind of refocus now and just give ourselves a space. You've set your intention. And so I'm going to invite you to create the sound that sets you free. Your voice is such a powerful instrument for your own healing and for healing for the world. And so I'm going to do some vibrational heart tuning, because it drops us out of the mind into the heart. And so let us be. And so we, the mothers, come at this time to engage with your open hearts, that you are fed, that you are nourished, that you are never, ever alone, for we are always with you. This is a time of healing grace that unfolds in love and peace. Let every step you take be with assurance that you travel into all that is your greatest purpose, Lord, that you are love, that you are peace. We of the many realms come, that you may understand your placement here. For it is of your truth and of your light that we wish to address. You are more powerful than you have any idea about. You who are of this earth school, becoming into these higher realms of love, into this placement of divine expression. Each part of you is already in the wholeness. Each part of you already knows your truth. And as the veils drop away and you see more clearly with your third eye, be of that compassionate heart that sends it forward. For no words are needed to express that love and caring for another when the third eye is involved. For you, in that manner, penetrate through all the defenses and go truthfully to their soul hearing. In that manner, express your love, your caring, and no matter what disturbance may have been of a rift or difficulty, in sending this purest form of love, you are already in that whole state with the other. What they choose to do is of their realm, but you have done what you can. And so this is just one aspect of the truth of you in your power. The energies that have been pouring onto the earth, the assistance of all the many realms, all the souls who are participating in this now time, are offering each one a new opportunity. It is this grace that feeds you and allows you to travel past all the obstructions, all the pieces that you once thought were impossible to realign or change. Change is an opportunity to see the new aspects, to claim your truth. Of all the aspects that we ask of you, trust. Trust that the unfolding will bring you, even through the difficulties, even through the upset or the emotional turmoil or the physical shifts and changes, perhaps what you sometimes see as limitation. These are all opportunities to grow within the sphere of why your soul chose to be upon this place at this time. Yes, indeed, you said yes. And now as you watch it, you wonder why sometimes for all the pieces of difficulty, but in truth, your soul already knows, and so do you. For you contribute a great deal. It matters not all the parts that you may see of the limitation. We do not. We see you in your truth. We hold you in that light, for that is the reverence that we hold for you. We come that you may know your truth. that you are kept to all, that you may be a source of peace, radiating from your heart. Oh, you are us, and we are. We hold you close. We do. And so it is. This is a profound time of change. We are remembering who we already are. I have some crystals here. They're from Lemuria. They're crystals that I've been given or have found their way to me over the last number of years, probably about 6 years now. I use them in my work because they're such transformative means. This is Mary Magdalene, pink. This is the eagle dragon. And if you look at it, it has a dragon face. These often have faces in them. And the thing that's most interesting to me is they change. They're more. This is Mama. And she has the moon. She has, you can't see these, I know. But people are welcome to come in and look at them, hold them if you like. But there's Kuan Yin, and the green tower. Half a face here. There's an eagle, there's a dragon, there's all kinds of different faces. This is my dragon. His name is Clyde. They don't always tell me their names. And that's all they say to me. It's not, some people have them actually communicate. This is a sea foam, and it's filled with bubbles. And what this does is about change. We are also undergoing rapid DNA changes. We're changing from the carbon model to the crystalline, which is what is going to convert whatever our histories have been physically from where they are to where we are headed. And we're going for longevity, we're going for a great deal. But this has been, Clyde has been, and Clyde stands for Celestial Light Body Yielding DNA Evolution. So that's all Clyde said to me. But Clyde is one of the very powerful beings that works with me. And then this is Victor Victoria. And this is a brown, very comforting. When I work with clients, I often have them hold it if we're in person. And then this one is my newer one. This is Saint Germain. And it holds a lot of information inside. All that denseness is different recordings, I believe, of the Akash, my soul journey, our soul journey as beings of light. Oh, sorry. Take it back. I do want to just say, I think I'm close to my time, but I have been doing this a long, long time. I am seeing huge changes. During COVID, I started a Zoom class, which I am still doing the third Thursday of every month. It's at 11 in the morning, not always convenient, I realize. Expansion will be coming, but I don't know yet when. I send out a newsletter once a month. Anybody's welcome for that. But if you are interested, the Zoom class is open and available. What I do is something a little bit different than I did here, but it's talk about the energy, do a program with a little bit more of the dragons. The mothers, then I channel for a period of time. And then depending on the number of people, I do individual readings, channelings for a few minutes that you can record.